And so engaging content might mean something totally different to you than it means to me. What we want is for the people consuming our content to take a certain action or group of actions. And again, that's totally defined by you. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Katie Show, the #1 channel for professional service providers looking to build their brand, business, and live their best life. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. And if you're not new here, welcome back. I'm also so glad to have you. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about how to create more engaging content. So first off, why is it important to have engaging content? Well, content takes so much time to produce and it should get you the result you're looking for. And so engaging content might mean something totally different to you than it means to me. What we want is for the people consuming our content to take a certain action or group of actions. And again, that's totally defined by you. For example, your content, what you want from it could be to build a community, to have it liked, to have it commented on, to have it shared, to have people fill out a form, to have people opt into a lead magnet, which could be filling out a form, or maybe the form is to do something else. You could have it to be to schedule a call with you. It's whatever action you want your people to take, that's the engagement that you're looking. And like I said, content takes so much time to produce, and if you're not getting the appropriate engagement that you're wanting from it, then that really stinks because you put in all this time and effort. So my purpose of today's video is to help you learn how to increase the engagement and get the results you want from your content. Now, make sure before I dive into these tips that you've taken a second to define what type of engagement you want and you actually know what your goals are so that you can have a plan to see if you're getting the type of engagement you want. Sound good? Okay, and if you're excited for this video, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up because that really helps support my channel and helps me know what type of content to create. All right, now that we've gotten all that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive right into the tips. My first tip for you is going to be to be authentic, be you, make sure that your content is your own. Now, there's really no new information these days, and I'm totally aware of that information is everywhere. But what I'm saying is make sure that you're not just ripping other people's content, pulling off Google and just reproducing or even copying and pasting the same thing. Make sure that your content is your own and that you're incorporating your unique experiences, views, quirks, whatever it may be that's going to really make your content and that's really going to connect with the audience. So make sure your content's your own, that is authentic to you and that you created it, because I promise you that is going to engage with your audience more than anybody else's content. All right, sound good? Okay, so for my next tip, it's going to be to have a captivating headline. Now, the headline is the first chance that you get to draw your audience in, and if the headline's not captivating, then you already lost them and they're not going to consume your content or engage with it in whatever manner you want them to engage with it. So make sure you have that captivating headline, but that you don't give away all the details in it, because if you give away all the details, then what's the point for them to consume the rest of your content? Now, after we've nailed down that captivating headline, my next tip is going to be to have a hook intro. So we pulled them in with our headline. Now we've got to make sure we have this hook intro to actually continue them into the story, get them sucked in. Have you ever read a book where you're just like so locked in, you have to keep reading? Think of that same way when you're creating your content. We need a hook intro that really goes, oh my gosh, like I have this problem, or what are you talking about? I got to keep reading. Like, this is crazy. Or, ooh, that I understand. I relate to that. Like, ooh, or I need this information. So think about that. Think about what is going to hook your audience in and keep them reading. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments below. Comment makes sense down below if this is making sense so far. Now, I want you to consider, for my next tip, using stories. And stories have been around for so long, and this is why books are so popular. We love stories as a human. We love stories because a variety of reasons, whether that is because we want to see ourselves get that same result, we're inspired by someone's story, someone else's story is giving us direction for our future. There are so many reasons, but people love stories, so consider using stories within your content to create engagement. Now, my next tip is going to be to use visuals. We've all heard the saying that a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? So rather than just have text, use visuals. And it's proven that anytime you can communicate information like in a graph or an infographic of some sort, that people have a lot easier time retaining that information. So consider using those in your content for people to really consume your content and understand the point that you're trying to make. Now, don't just use images, but use video, because think about it. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then what's a video worth? This has been studied, and I believe it was 1.3 million words. So per 1 minute of video. So video is so powerful, and I cannot tell you how powerful it is for people building that know, like, and trust with you. I can't tell you how many times I have gotten on the phone with someone this year alone, and they go, Katie, I just have to say, I see your videos all the time, whether it's on LinkedIn or YouTube, and they go, I feel like I already know you. And when people tell me that, the amount of know, like, and trust that is always there in the conversation, that they know I can help them, that I am a woman of my word, that my team is going to take care of them, that I'm going to take care of them, it is already there. So videos are so powerful, and I promise you that if you're not using them, you are missing out. And if you need to know how to create videos or want tips or tricks, be sure to check out my other YouTube videos. I'll link some in the comments below, and that will help you get started. So images, videos, and on top of these, I just want to make one other point to say that you don't need fancy equipment, you don't need fancy tools. In fact, I'm taking this on my iPhone just to show you that you can create a great video with just your iPhone. So don't think that you need anything fancy. You've got everything you need. Okay, moving on to the next tip. Make sure that your content is actionable. Now, you know how we talked about that you need to define what you want from your content, what type of engagement. Now, this is important so that you can make your content actionable. So what action do you want people to take from it? And if you don't know, then your audience definitely doesn't know. And if you're not telling your audience, then how can you expect them to know? So number one is make sure you know what you want from your content. And if you haven't defined that, make sure that you define that. And then two, make sure that you're communicating that in your content. So do you want them to comment below? Do you want them to fill out a form? Do you want them to schedule a call? Make sure you're communicating that so that your content is actionable and that you're getting the result that you want. Now, my next tip for you is going to be to mix it up. So for a platform like YouTube, it's a video-based platform. These are going to be videos, but you can mix up your videos, the type of videos you create, the style of videos, and that's great. You want to keep people interested, but I'm more so talking about on other platforms, say such as LinkedIn, mixing up your content. For example, if I do a textual-based story one day, maybe the next day I post a video, and it's not a story, but it's a testimonial or it's a demonstration, and then the next day I post an infographic. Do you see what I'm saying? Mix it up, because not only will this create your content, keep your content from being boring, it's also going to appeal to people who respond to different types of content. So some people love video, some people like text, some people love images. And having a variety keeps you not only boring, but it allows you to appeal to a wider audience depending upon what type of content they prefer to consume. Now, my last tip is so important. It's so important, and it's so often overlooked. Make sure that your content is conversational and that you're just speaking like you normally do as a normal human. You'll notice whenever I speak, whenever I write, I'm using you, I, me, and keeping very vanilla language. Why do I do that? I do that because I want you to feel like I'm truly having a conversation with you, that I'm just talking with you, that you're my friend, that you are my colleague, and we're just hanging out and that we're just sharing ideas. I do that specifically for that. I don't want anything else, and I want you to feel super comfortable. And you'll find that people really relate to that and they really connect to that, rather than feeling like you're some professor and you're up on your podium preaching, using these big words that no one understands, and you feel like you're above them. Like, no one connects with that, right? So make sure that it's conversational, and this also helps you in the content creation process, I find, because it's just natural, and if you just write like you talk, words just flow. So if you found this video helpful, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Again, that helps support my channel, and comment down below what you found most useful to help you increase your engagement. And now don't forget, if you're looking to turn your social media connections into clients, I've linked the perfect social media funnel in the description box below. And until next time,